by the end of this video, we will be able to see which side you fall under or which side you prefer. Do you prefer gender roles that are modern, or you prefer traditional gender roles? Welcome back to yet another Sit Down Sunday episode with yours truly, lately Mrs. C. So today I'm shooting my video in my kitchen because my tripod broke and I'm just trying to balance my phone on anything that I find in my kitchen. And if you hear any background noise, it's my son, and he's in his walker, so he will just be moving all around the kitchen. But anyways, in today's video we will be talking about traditional versus modern gender roles, especially in marriage, how both shape and affect marriages, especially in today's day and age. So what are traditional gender roles? Traditional gender roles are sort of like principles or rules or guidelines that guide marriages in general. You might know these just in general from growing up, values instilled in each and every one of us, especially the women. So even biblically, there are some gender roles which are associated with men, and there are gender roles associated with women. For example, for men are the support structure of the household. Men are the pillar of the household. They are the breadwinners, they are the providers, and everything like that. Whilst with women are the nurturers. They take care of the family, they take care of the house, and just everything like that in general. So then the topic of discussion for today's video is, how does traditional gender roles come into marriage these days, and how do people adapt to both traditional or modern ways of these gender roles? So by the end of this video, we will be able to see which side you fall under or which side you prefer. Do you prefer gender roles that are modern, or you prefer traditional gender roles, or you prefer a mixture of both? All right, let's talk about the first gender role, and let's talk about the men side, right? So men have been said to be the providers of the family. They go out to work and toil and sweat for their family to make sure that their family is fed, their family is well taken care of financially, yes. And that traditional gender role has kept many marriages going from way back. I think people who have been in marriages for a long time, who have stayed in marriages for a long time, who have had 20, 30, 40, 50 years in marriage, know what I'm talking about. You know, when a man is said to go out and look for work. So if you guys ever saw those movies where, let's say, a man goes out of work, or is released from work, or is retrenched from work, or anything like that, there is this negative vibe or negative reaction that comes from everyone around that certain men, to say you should go out and look for a job as other men are doing. You understand what I'm saying? That is greatly contributed to due to the fact that traditionally men are not supposed to be staying at home. Men are not supposed to not having something that they are doing to contribute financially to their houses or to their homes. And that traditional gender role has shaped many marriages, even in this day and age, because you have to provide for your family. Even biblically, you are to provide for your family, right? So now comes the modern gender roles, which is sort of trying to challenge the traditional gender roles, which says women are now allowed to work too. Women are now allowed to contribute financially too. Women can pay the bills too, and it is not solely the responsibility of the men to pay the bills. You understand what I'm saying? So in that regards, I prefer the modern day marriage because it allows me to go out there and chase my dreams, self-realization, self-fulfillment, to say I have something that I do. I am contributing something financially to my home, and I am removing the pressure from my husband to say he's the one who is supposed to contribute financially to this whole marriage. So in this regards, I would choose a mixture of both. Let's say I do have a side hustle and not like a full 9 to 5 job. That means I can contribute to maybe the minor things in my home, to say I can pay for the electricity bill, I can buy snacks for the children, I can do the minor things. It doesn't have to be big, but as long as I am contributing something within the family, then I have a sense of fulfillment. So in that regard, I would choose traditional and modern, which is balanced. But it is not entirely bad to like have your men take care of you, to say don't worry, relax, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to provide everything. You just have to be a wife and tune in to your feminine energy, and I will provide everything that you need. That would be so good. But at the same time, having something of your own really gives you that sense of fulfillment. Then we move on to the next gender role, which says men are the pillar of the family. Men are the strength of the family. Men are the support structure. They are the strong ones within the family. So that means that no matter what, as the husband, you have to show up for me whenever I need you. Whenever I need you to do something for me, you have to show up for me as my husband. You are the strong one. I have to feel protected whenever you are around, and whenever you are not around, I feel that there's something that is missing because I don't have my pillar of strength around me. Yes, that's the traditional role, to say men are the protectors. They go out of their way to protect their family, to protect their wife and children. That is a good traditional gender role. But let's look at the modern gender roles. The modern gender roles want to put a balance, to say we are all equals in marriage. I don't think that works. Modern gender roles don't work in this instance, because I want to feel protected, I want to feel taken care of, I want to feel that my husband is going to fight for me whenever there is something that needs him to fight for me, you understand? So in that regard, I really prefer the traditional gender role, because my man has to protect me. There is no way, let's say someone has assaulted me in public. I want my husband to defend me in public, to fight for me in public. I do not want a scenario where we both are afraid to stand up to whoever insulted me or assaulted me, you understand? I need to feel that protection, to say if there is something that is going to happen, my husband is going to come and take care of the situation and fight for me. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So yeah, in that regards, I really prefer the traditional gender roles. Moving on now to men being the ones who have career aspirations and who are allowed to chase their goals. That was the traditional gender role. Back then, parents preferred to invest in their male children, because they would grow to become doctors, to become whatever they become. That means they would provide for their families. They had the platform to choose their goals in preparation of the future, which was good. But I wouldn't recommend that in today's day and age, because now let's say I I was let's say for example, I was groomed, I was taught as a young woman to just be a housewife, and not have any aspirations of my own. And something happens and I get married, and now in marriage I'm just getting frustrated being a stay-at-home mom. I don't have a job, I don't contribute anything to the marriage and anything like that. That just contributes to me being an unhappy wife, and me not recognizing my dreams, because I need a platform where I can decide whether I want to go to work or not. A platform where I say, yes, I have a couple of degrees to my name, I have a couple of certifications to my name, I did this and this, I have the capability of holding good side hustles that bring me very good money, but I just don't choose to do that because I want my husband to be the provider. But in a situation whereby, no, I want also to have my own goals, my own aspirations. I want everything. I want to contribute financially. In that scenario, I would go and choose the modern marriage. You understand? Modern marriage, to say the modern marriage vows for equal opportunities between partners, between husband and wife, to say, as the wife, you are also indeed allowed to go after your dreams, to go after whatever that you want to achieve. Nothing is stopping you. So I would really, really, really appreciate that. And that just removes the unhappiness in marriages. For example, you may notice that there is this lack of self-esteem in women who feel that they are inferior to their husbands. Like, when you are that kind of a woman who is always waiting to say, ndinokumbiro chakati, there is this self-esteem that drops in that scenario, and your self-esteem is boosted whenever you know that in a scenario where we need to bring something to the table financially, bring something to the table intellectually, bring something to the table academically, I can stand strong, and we are on the same level and same footing with my husband. But when I feel inferior, I can never challenge the decision that is made by my husband. When I feel inferior, when I feel little, when I feel small, I can never want my voice to be heard in terms of big decisions that need to be made in the home, you understand? So I would really prefer the modern way of marriage, to say it gives an opportunity for the woman to chase their dreams. Millennial wives are chasing their dreams. They are going all out to chase their dreams. I've even seen this other woman. She's a YouTuber, and she's currently staying in the US, and she left her husband back in Nigeria, and she is pursuing her career goals. And that is what modern marriage is pushing, you guys. To say it's not the man who only has dreams, it's not the man who only has goals in that marriage. Even me as a woman, I have goals. And this point just led me to the next point, which says men are the decision makers in the house. Those are traditional gender roles. Men are the decision makers within the house. I have a problem with that gender role, because if we are in a marriage, if it's the two of us in a marriage, if we're trying to build a future, why am I not allowed to take part in the decision making of whatever we aim to build as a family, as a couple, as husband and wife? Then I'll shift towards the modern gender roles. We have to be 50-50, reach a consensus. Yes, you might stamp your foot at the end on like really pressing matters, but at least give me an opportunity to like air out my views, air out what I believe would work and what doesn't work. Let my voice be heard in the marriage rather than just saying yes, say yes, say no, say yes, say that just doesn't work. That's just something that would be done by a royal wife in an old epic movie, and that's just definitely not me. We need to discuss things, measure out where we are going and how that's going to affect us as a family, because one-sided decisions, guys, at the end of the day, they're just going to lead to blame games, to say you are the one who decided this, I was not part of it, so because it flopped, it's your fault. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, moving on to another interesting gender role that has really affected a lot of things these days. So traditionally, men are emotionally strong. They are not affected by anything. Nothing affects a man. You're a man, you are strong. Be a man. Strong men do not do that. Strong men do not shatter. You see, those are traditional gender roles that are placed on men to say you are very strong. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, you don't voice out your opinions like that. Whatever problems that you're facing, don't be a girl and just go around telling the world what you're doing. Yeah, you don't go around telling the world what's going on with you, but at least your wife, yes, your wife, because let's take it from this side. What do you think is the reason why the statistics of men committing suicide are high these days, especially in Africa? Depression is real, guys. Depression, anxiety, those things are real. And let's say some economies are just performing badly and your husband partner goes out of work or is fired from work, or finances are just not coming together. The next thing is depression. They are going to be depressed, and because traditional gender roles have told him to take it as a man, you are a man, you are not supposed to show your emotions. The next thing is just going to let his mind run all day long, and he's going to get depressed. And because he cannot talk to anyone about it, because he feels like the society would label him as a weak person for coming out and saying out how he feels, then killing himself or taking his life will be the only way out, which is like really bad, guys. It is bad. So in that regards, I would really appreciate if a marriage gives both partners the platform to communicate whatever it is that is depressing them, whatever that is saddening them, so that one partner or the other can be the nurturer and take care of the other person and support them emotionally and nurse them back to health, which is what the woman is supposed to do in the traditional gender role. The woman is supposed to provide emotional support for your husband. You're supposed to provide emotional support for your children. So yeah, I think there has to be a mixture of both traditional and modern gender roles to say if there's anything at all that is bothering one or the other, there has to be an open platform for both to communicate whatever is happening, so that both find a way to resolve the issue or resolve the matter without one suppressing their feelings because of what society would say. Yeah, moving on to the next gender role. Women are the caretakers of the house. Women take care of the house. Women see to it that everyone is fed, well fed, the house is clean and everything like that. Okay, that traditional gender role, I really like it because as the woman, I think I just have better taste when it comes to what I want for my house, how I want my kitchen to be run, how I want my living room to be run, how I want my bedroom to look, how I want my meals to taste like, how I want the ambience of my home to be like. Yes, because I am the woman, I am the wife. How I want to take care of my children, how I want to grow my children, how I want my husband to dress. Yeah, that's me. But in terms of chores, yeah, I think there are some little bit of stuff that are just unfair in the traditional gender role. For example, in the Shona culture, as the woman, you are supposed to wake up before your husband. Wake up before your husband, clean the house, cook, and make sure that when your husband and children do wake up, they wake up to a clean house, to good food that they are ready to eat. That means you are waking up around 4, 5, 6 to do all those chores and to cook and to do all that. Guys, there's just a little bit of unfairness. Don't come at me in the comment section. Don't come at me. There's just a little bit of unfairness. I just, no. Especially if you both work from home, guys. If you both work from home. And if I was exhausted from taking care of the child all night and you expect me to wake up at 5 to take care of you again. No. That's just no. That's just not fair. That's not fair. And after that, the rest of the day you are expected to show up, do every chore from up to down. Guys, 7 over 7, 24/7, you are supposed to be up, you have no rest. Hi guys, no, no. That is the gender role that I still find trouble with. Yes, I enjoy doing my chores. I am a homemaker after all. I enjoy doing my chores. But I do not need time boundaries to say you should wake up by this time. You should have done this by this time. At least give me the freedom to do things at my own pace. Yeah? Give me the freedom to do things at my own pace. Yeah? And the thing that I love about modern gender roles is now there is a shift towards sharing responsibilities or sharing chores. It might not be all chores that are being shared, right? But some husbands, like let's say I have spent the whole day cooking, cleaning. Then in the afternoon we've had dinner and you volunteer to wash the dishes. That's a good modern gender role. Or let's say I cook from Monday to Friday and then you volunteer on weekends to cook for us. That's a good balance of gender roles. But just leaving everything on me as a woman, especially this day and age, especially if I don't have a nanny. Guys, I think some things are just way too much to be left on the woman alone. And I'm not saying this just because I want things to be easier for the women. Even the way women are now allowed to work too and provide financially, it's also lifting the shift it's also shifting the focus from the men to say the man is the only one who's supposed to provide for the family. It's also shifting the pressure from the men, right? That's the same thing that I am saying in terms of chores, right? Sometimes I need help. Sometimes I need your support. Sometimes I need you to take a little bit of my burden and help me. And in that regards, I would go towards modern day traditional gender roles. Yeah, That's what I'm saying. So you might see that we might keep going back and forth in terms of what works and what doesn't work, what's working for today's marriage, what's not working. But at the end of the day, I think I personally would prefer a mixture of both. To say sometimes ngatiwandire uku, sometimes ngatiwandire uku, sometimes ngatiwandire pakati. To say sometimes the traditional gender roles are in motion, sometimes the modern gender roles are in motion, or sometimes we are using both. For example, yes, I am contributing financially to the marriage, I'm contributing to whatever that you want to do, but at the same time, you as a man, you have not stopped being the man. You are still the protector, you still defend me, you still protect me from whatever harm that wants to come my way. But at the same time, we are contributing to things the same way. Or let's say yes, I am going to cook, I'm going to do everything, but at least you're going to come in and help me with the dishes or anything like that. Trust me, being pampered is good, but let's say you are being pampered financially by your husband, but let's say his work is taking a toll on him, then what? What's going to happen? So I think there just needs to be a balance between traditional and modern gender roles in marriage so that it works. Though some would say traditional gender roles work best or modern gender roles work best. So comment in the comment section down below, guys, what works for you. What would you prefer? Do you prefer traditional gender roles, modern gender roles, or you prefer a mixture of both? That is what I had in today's video, guys. I hope that you did enjoy this episode of Sit Down Sundays. Do go and check out my other episodes. I think I have 5 other episodes which are out, because we started these episodes, I think it's now a month and some weeks since we started these episodes. And yeah, go and watch those other episodes. From me to you, love and light. Let's continue making our homes fit for royalty. Bye.